you need to eat a chocolate bar before the exam? Only scientific answers. David Lynch admitted that he puts up to 10 tablespoons of sugar in his coffee and claimed that thanks to the sweet, new ideas for films are born to him. Does sugar really increase our creativity and intelligence, or is it self-deception and propaganda of an unhealthy lifestyle? Sugar is the main drug of mankind. The sugar you add to coffee is made up of glucose and fructose molecules. Glucose is a universal form of energy that feeds the entire body, and especially the brain. An adult person needs about 200 grams of glucose daily, which he receives not only from sugar, but also from other carbohydrates. The peculiarity of sugar is that it breaks down into glucose almost instantly and causes a quick burst of energy. The task of the body is to maintain a stable level of glucose in the brain. When there is too little of it, our mood drops, attention, memory and the ability to perceive new information worsen. Participants who were given a glucose drink after several hours of fasting performed better on verbal and spatial memory tasks. A sharp drop in glucose levels, even in people who do not suffer from epilepsy, can lead to seizures. In a stressful situation and with a high mental load, the brain requires more glucose than usual. People who received a portion of glucose before performing memory tests performed better on the tasks. But here the data is ambiguous. In another experiment, participants who were given glucose rather than slower sugars, fructose or sucralose, performed the worst on the tasks. It's not for nothing that they scare us with horror stories about sugar. Too much glucose consumption does not lead to anything good. This is especially evident in the case of diabetes, a disease in which the level of glucose in the body is constantly elevated. Diabetes causes deterioration in memory, visual perception, attention and productivity, and also increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 2 times. More recently, scientists have found that excessive consumption of sugar, even in people without diabetes, gradually deteriorates memory and other mental abilities. Apparently, high glucose levels cause premature aging of nerve cells. A diet with a high glycemic index increases the risk of cognitive impairment by 80% and is associated with a decrease in IQ at a young age. Rats that were fed fructose, after 6 weeks, began to pass labyrinths worse. High sugar intake can cause metabolic syndrome, a disorder of carbohydrate metabolism that causes obesity, fatigue, lethargy, and frequent headaches. It may not be necessary to completely eliminate sugar from your diet, but limiting your intake certainly does not hurt. Even David Lynch, who used to call sugar granular happiness, recently admitted that he began to eat less sweets. But he could not say no to donuts.
Thank you for watching. Reading is boring, so we will be sharing interesting things about world and life with you. Share, like and subscribe, you know what to do. Leave a comment what you are interested in so we can do an episode about it too.